Hello friends, have you come across people who do not like to socialize or do not readily mix with others? Well, think of silica. Silica is the second most abundant element on earth and is poorly soluble. But do you know that it is the third most abundant trace element in human body as well? Silicic acid is a constituent of cells of the connective tissue, outer layer of the skin, that is epidermis, the hairs and the nails. As you would have guessed, the remedy that we will discuss today is made from silica, that is Silicea.
Disclaimer. This video contains information on homeopathic remedy. The purpose of creating this video is to spread information and knowledge about this remedy. We strongly discourage any self-consumption of medicine without a qualified doctor's consultation.
Hello from Visual Designers, myself Dr. Dimple Dalal. The entire homeopathy has 12 tissue remedies and Silicea is one of them. In this video, we shall discuss Silicea child. Your own child or someone around you may have such behavior. So let's begin with Silicea baby. First, we will discuss the physical appearance and characteristics of Silicea baby. The baby has a large head, open fontanelles and sutures, pot-bellied abdomen, and they suffer from bad effects of vaccination. The baby is very slow in learning to walk and has very offensive sweat. There is sweat behind the neck and the region of occiput. The baby suffers from various kinds of skin troubles and constipation. Now comes mentals. The key word that we should remember with Silicea personality is timidness. The Silicea baby is often reluctant to go to other people and clings on to her mother. She displays a fear of strangers. Because of this, Silicea is often given a sheltered upbringing by her concerned and protective parents, and this in itself makes her even more timid as she grows up. Let's now talk about Silicea child. In Silicea child, we see a peculiar combination of yielding and obstinacy. But how can both these traits be together? Yielding means that they obey others, while obstinacy relates to stubbornness to do what's in their own mind. They are yielding when a new thought or a new pattern has not been formed in their mind. Till the time their mind is blank, they are yielding. They will take in instructions and they will follow the rules. Now, when someone makes a change in this routine or plan, then Silicea is very reluctant to adapt this change. This reluctance shows their obstinacy. Let's understand this with an example. Imagine a school-going child whose mother used to give him rice and wheat bread on alternate days in tiffin box. The child never used to complain and he readily adapted this unsaid schedule. This shows his yielding nature. But one day his mother gave him fruits instead of rice. That day he didn't eat his food at school, came back home, threw tantrum and demanded rice. This displays his obstinacy towards continuing the pattern set in his mind. So any kind of change is not accepted by Silicea child. There is aversion to any kind of change in routine. In general, Silicea is very good at taking orders, instructions from teachers or parents or any authority. But at the same time, they are also very good at making their own beliefs, their own choices and their own plans. In Silicea, we notice fastidiousness and conscientious attitude even towards trifling matters. Silicea will often put their things in order. They have plans for everything. They work according to their plan and they do it. They will never go against the rules at school. When anything has to be done, they will do it perfectly. Silicea is very intellectual and will do their work with precision. They are hard workers. But whenever anything is highly refined, it becomes delicate, and this is true for silica as well. Silica child is very delicate and is very sensitive to all impressions. Their delicacy is both physical and mental. On physical level, they are very sensitive to adverse conditions such as incorrect diet, strenuous labor, and they easily become tired if they overextend themselves. Because they lack stamina and is so easily disturbed by unfavorable conditions, they become anxious when they are required to take on too much. This again leads to a sheltered upbringing of silica child. As we have discussed earlier, this further increases their timidity. They lack self-confidence and are always dependent on others for their decision. There is a sense of insecurity. Therefore, we can understand the obstinacy towards adherence of their set plans and patterns. These plans and patterns give them some sense of security. There is a need to adhere to something because the child is trying to learn who he is, what he is going to do, who am I, what do I look like, what are my opinions, and are these opinions accepted and appreciated by the world around? These are some of the questions that often revolve in silica child's mind. Silica child does not bear to be looked at because they have anxiety about themselves. Whenever a silica child is brought to the clinic, you will observe that he is trying to hide behind his mother, and when a doctor looks at him and asks him a question, he feels uncomfortable. He cannot sit still, always changing position and trying not to make an eye contact with the doctor. Even while answering your question, he will not look at you, he will look at his mother. Whenever they are put in a situation where they have to perform or have to put their views forth, or where something is expected out of them, they start sweating a lot and they become nervous. Why they become nervous? Because there is lack of self-confidence in them. Silica children underestimates their capabilities and fears that they will fail, and so in many silica child we find examination funk. They always need a support to deal with this situation. Once they receive the support, they perform very well. So these were some of the characteristic features of silica child. In our next video, we will try to discuss about grown-up silicia. If you have found value in this video, please don't forget to like and share with others. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so now. Please provide your valuable feedback. Thanks for watching. Bye.